In playing any sport, learning and developing skills help athletes improve in the game. These skills involves physical training and game strategies. So, here are the game strategies that I'm talking about. It's the technical and the tactical skills. How do they differ? Let's have an in-depth understanding of these two. So, I have here technical and tactical. Let's start with technical. These are basic or fundamental skills needed to play the game. These are required in all sports. It advances in degrees or levels as a player practices or gets used to doing the skill. So, for example, if you're going to engage in basketball, it is just right for you to start in ball control. That's technical skill. Or others would start at practicing shooting. Again, that's technical skill. The basic skills in sport pertains to technical skills. That's clear, okay? Example of these are dribbling, passing, and shooting in basketball. And ball reception, attacking, spiking, setting, in volleyball, okay? So, those are technical skills. Versus the one on the right side of the screen is the tactical skill. So, these are the decision-making skills or strategies used in different situations during the game. It's between, I guess, the coach and the players. So, this may vary depending on the trainer or coach, skill level of an athlete, or the strength and weakness of an opposing team. A basic example is the use of quick pass and movement against a taller but slower opponent in basketball. The use of tactical decision during a game is what we call game sense. Okay? Game sense ang tawag doon. Actually, may 5 steps in teaching technical skills. Just write it down. I'm just going to say it. It's not in the PowerPoint. 1. Distinguishing the important decision. 2. Establishing essential knowledge for athletes. 3. Recognizing the signals and situations. 4. Giving appropriate tactical options. And lastly, planning a practice game. So those are steps in teaching tactical skills. So I guess you have a better understanding of the game sense, tactical, and then technical. Tatanong kayo, sir, which is better, technical or tactical skills? Actually, they're both important. Kaya lang, mas madaming mga nananalong athletes when it comes to sports kasi gumagamit ng tactical skills. Inuutakan yung kalaban. Ito yung parang inuutakan yung kalaban. So, tactical skills. But they are both important. Okay? You must know first the fundamental before you engage in the game sense or planning for the game sense. Let's move on. So there are also things to consider in choosing a sport. Well, an activity should be chosen based on individual's preference and lifestyle. Some of the considerations that will guide an individual in their choice of sports include these one. Weather. Number 1 is weather. So weather extremities, hot or cold, for outdoor sport or indoor sport. So you must consider the weather. Because dehydration you might experience dehydration and other unnecessary injuries. So you must consider weather. Next, we have enjoyment. Saan ka ba nag-i-enjoy? Kasama mga kaibigan mo, like others would say, mas nag-i-enjoy ako kasama ng mga kaibigan ko mag-basketball, so I would just choose basketball. And the next one is the previous activities tried and enjoy. Ano ba saan ka ba mas nag-enjoy? Anong sport ang mas easy sa'yo? Okay? So that's a consideration for choosing a sport. Next is, financial capacity or budget. Because other sport would really cost you a lot. Like example, if you like ice skating, golf, and scuba diving, it requires financial investment or on equipment, of course, and actual activity. Mga mahal yun. Okay? Next, we have the state of health and level of fitness. Of course, demands of physical activity may be excessive for your body. Having a condition is recommended, or conditioning is recommended, or you can ask your doctor, which sport can I indulge in? Okay? Next is motivation. So, other alternative activities that will give you motivation can be a reason for choosing a certain sport. Okay, like for example, my brother is a very good and a very famous basketball player, and I want to be just like my brother. So that's a motivation. That could only be a reason. That could also be a reason in choosing your sport. Next, let's finish this with a safety measures in sports. So, in taking part in any physical activity, it is essential to first observe safety measures to avoid unnecessary injuries. Although certain injuries may not be avoided, most injuries can be prevented by observing good judgment. Tama, pwede natin maiwasan ang isang aksidente kung alam natin kung paano to i-handle. So the following are safety measures to avoid injuries. Number 1 on the list, safety equipment. So have the appropriate gears for the type of activity such as clothing, shoes, and protective gears that would prevent uneasiness and harm. Also take into consideration the activity area. Okay? Always check if you're a badminton player, always check your racket, your shuttlecock, okay? Every equipment that you have to avoid injury. And of course, to inspect also your court or your venue. Next on the list is hydration. Keep your body hydrated with enough water or fluids during exercise, especially in hot weather. My reference would say that if you're going to exercise minutes before, you should intake fluids. And every 15 minutes, you should intake fluids during exercise. Lalo na kung mainit ang panahon. Next, perform moderate to intensity physical activity. It is better to perform physical activities with moderate intensity on a regular basis rather than occasional strenuous activities. Okay? Huwag nating bibiglayin ang sarili natin, ang katawan natin. Remember the principle of overload? You must add an additional capacity to your workout, pero the word is gradually. It should be gradually. Next, weather condition. Wear appropriate clothes for the weather. Okay? The clothing you wear have to make you feel a little cool at the start of your exercise, and then wear light colored clothes during sunny days as not to absorb too much heat and avoid overheating. So, and to put on sun protection kapag lalabas ka, lalo ng init, okay? During cold weather naman, a thermal suit will help you keep warm. So, avoid using thick clothes for it constrains perspiration and can cause your body temperature to go up. Okay? The main goal of exercise is for you to perspire. So, do not prevent perspiration. Okay? So, lightweight lang ang clothing. And then, okay? Let me just recall that safety measures, safety equipment is important. Hydration is very important. Avoid dehydration or lack of fluids in the body. And then perform moderate to intensity physical activity and then the weather conditions. So I hope you get that.